Alright, well, it's the end of Saturday. This was the last day of work in Toronto. Just hopped out of the shower and I packed everything. It's like midnight. It's pretty late, but I stayed really late at Barbara Green. Just, you know, I only had a few days there, so like I said earlier, I wanted to learn as much as humanly possible. So, not a lot of news stuff today. It was a slow day, but I got to go to a really cool event and do some interviews with a really cool camera guy. And we went to Red Bull, ride the place. It was a Red Bull event for cyclists, and so basically, all throughout the day they did. They had 100 people go through, and they had like a time challenge. So, you had to go around the track, which had a bunch of obstacles in it, and basically the 40 people that had the best times got to go through, and at the very end, those 40 people got to go through all together, and then basically in this hour challenge, whoever came out on top was the winner. And I got to interview a man named Nadir, who is basically considered among cyclists in Toronto, you know, like the godfather of the cycling scene. And he kind of created, you know, this alley cat racing stuff for cyclists. And also I interviewed a gentleman from Holland who they call Fish, and he's just he's a really, really good athlete, especially when it comes to cycling, and that was just a really cool place to go. And then, so we had to streambox the footage to the Barbara Green office so they could use it. So while that was loading, saw a food truck, and it was called, oh, why am I forgetting this right now? I had the best pulled pork sandwich I've ever had in my entire life, and I don't even really like pulled pork sandwiches, and it was amazing. It was unreal. Like, it was outstanding. It was the best thing I've ever ate. Seriously. So that was my first food truck experience. That was really cool. And then I went back to Barbara Green and I just sat in the control room, watched them do the show from Manitoba, or Winnipeg, which was also really interesting to see a control room so far away operate. And then I did a little interview with Crystal, and she was amazing to talk to. You know, my interviews have been like 10-15 minutes, and I only taped about 10-15 minutes of it, but we ended up having a really amazing chat for probably an hour, and that was awesome. And so we finally just decided to come back to the hotel and start packing and getting ready for tomorrow, and I'm going to the aquarium. What? Super excited for that. So that's basically how my trip was in Toronto. I mean, I can't say thank you enough to everyone that's been a part of it at the morning show at Barbara Green, everyone that I've learned from, which was tons of people. I didn't even interview everybody, and I would go sit in edit suites and watch people edit and learn from them, talk to producers, talk to people in online, and I've just met so many amazing people who have showed me so many things and given me so many opportunities I could have never imagined to have had. So thanks again to everyone in Toronto. You have made this trip more spectacular than I ever could have imagined, and I guess I'll see the next round of people in Ottawa.
Go to the jobs. Go to where the job is. Don't sit and wait for a job to come to you, because it's not going to. You may work in a small town, you may do 7 different jobs, and you'll probably make absolutely no money. Go and do it. It will be rewarding 10 times over, and in 20 years you'll look back on that horrible, horrible little job where you made no money at all, and you will be grateful for the things that you learned there.
A lot of that.